Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of January the 31st, 2025, Mars Chronicles Chapter 14, Chance Meeting with a Villain. At least that's the title of the part one of the two-part story, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado, and with me is Matu, and she's from France.
Bonsoir tout le monde. I hope everything's all right today.
Yeah, I think everything's pretty cool. I see the Badman's out there, and I see Alita the Killing Angel, who wished she had dialed in last week to see us talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Basically, what I'm going to do, Alita, the Killing Angel, I know you had sent a message to me or something, or put a comment on it that you wish you hadn't missed it. Well, what we're going to do is on the last, I guess, Friday of February, I'm going to do a replay on that, since I'm going to be out of town, not do a stream. I won't be able to do a stream, but I'll do a replay, and then you can catch it that way too if you want to. So anyway, Matu, how are things in France?
They're rainy right now, but they're okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, here in Denver, Colorado, it's kind of warm here. It's like 17 degrees Celsius or 62 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's kind of warm for us this time of year, but I think it's supposed to start snowing again, here in the next few days. I haven't looked at the forecast, but here, the locals around here say that if you don't like our weather in Denver, then just stick around for about 15 minutes. It'll change. And that's basically the way it works. So, and I guess Angelus said he was going to be on, but you know how Angelus is. He's got to get his coffee, or he's got to get his breakfast or something like that, because he is living in the future. And there, I guess, where he lives, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. So he might even still be in bed. I don't think he's at work today, although he might be. But I don't think he is this week. So anyway, just want to let folks remind folks that we've got a fundraiser going on for the victims of the LA fires. We've raised a little over $1,100. I don't know what that equates to in euros or British pounds, but we have. I did get 1,075, I think it was, from them. They kind of give you the money in piecemeal. You don't get the whole thing, when you raise it. It's like once they get to a certain level, they basically will, send you some more money. And that $3,500 goal there, that's an intermediate goal or a short-term goal. I guess the long-term goal that I put on the fundraiser is $10,000. So anyway, as the money keeps rolling in, what we're doing is we're giving the money to this, I guess, charity called The Greater Good, and they are actually helping folks and their pets. So that's one of the things that stuck out to us, because we know that Rosa has a dog and she loves animals. So we picked that one for that reason, I guess. There's a lot of good charities out there, but we picked that one because it just seemed appropriate for some reason. So anyway, if you can, there's the link you see below the image on the screen. That link is also down in the description. And you can click on that. It'll take you to the website, and you can certainly donate. There's not any minimum amount. No amount is too small. And if you don't want your name or any of your personal information on the internet, which is understandable, then you can donate as an anonymous donor, and they don't put any of your information out there. Just anonymous is all you'll see. So anyway, we have raised a little bit, so we're continuing to keep this going, and we're going to continue to be donating to that fundraiser, which, by the way, I believe is matching our funds too. So I think we've given them like $1,075 so far. We've still got probably $36 of it still in there at the website there. But they've paid $2,150 because they're matching 1 for 1. So that's pretty cool. That was another reason we picked them, because they were matching the funds. So if you can, kind of get to the website there and then donate what you can. And I know the folks in LA would sure appreciate it, because I think there was something like 12,000 homes destroyed by that fire, and it's mostly in the I guess in the Pacific Palisades community, and it was it's pretty horrific. I mean, I've seen images of it, and it's pretty bad. So now, as you guys know, we played a video of Rosa, who was asked by a reporter, and she's okay, and so is her dog, and her house is the last I checked didn't suffer any damage. Because where she lives there is no fire, I guess, but they did evacuate them because I guess some trees came down and knocked out some power, and she's staying with friends. So that way we can rest assured that Rose is doing fine. Oh, we already did this, didn't we, Matthew? Where's where's our buddy, to help remind me of this, Lee Lemon.
Yeah.
Anyway, Alita's on Netflix still, and the last, I think Charlie Smith sent me a DM that they had nearly 30 million views on Alita, which is a really good number of views. And I know I'm promoting this again on my channel right now. In other words, just putting it out there and getting a lot of views on that, and calling people to Netflix. Now, this is not Netflix in the U.S. or Canada, because I guess the U.S. and Canada, they have, Disney uses Hulu, I guess, for their movies. But I think Alita is on Hulu, though. But Netflix for not every other country, but I forget how many markets it's on, but it's quite a bit. But it's not everything that Netflix, it's not every country that Netflix offers their subscriptions in. So it's doing very well, Alita is. And, it's, I guess it's been playing since November the 7th. So, it's pretty much pretty close to 3 months now. It'll be certainly 3 months next week. Next Friday, it'll be 3 months, and she's still going strong. So, that's a good positive sign for us getting our sequel. As long as she's getting that viewership, then, that's a big plus right there. And I know that probably Netflix is making money on this. So what is this, bad man? What you got? Yeah, you're right about that, bad man. I don't know if Hulu's available there either. Yeah, Alita Battle Angel might be on Disney Plus. I know it's not on Disney Plus in the U.S. because I've looked for it. So, I know Hulu is here in the U.S. And the last I checked, which was a couple of weeks ago, it was on Hulu. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, Hulu and the U.S. and Canada don't exactly have the same, platforms, I guess, playing movies and stuff like that. So, but anyway, if you can, you can, if you got a subscription to Netflix, certainly you can go over there and watch Alita Battle Angel on that. Another place you could watch it, although I'd rather you watch it right now on Netflix, but if you go to my channel, you can also watch it. You can rent it, there just by clicking on it. But while Alita is playing on Netflix, let's watch it on Netflix, because that drives the numbers up, as opposed to on my channel. I don't know how many views I've got on it, several thousand, but it's not anything like what Netflix would do. So Anyway, you know, kind of watch it on Netflix if you can, if you have a Netflix subscription. And we are pretty close to 240,000 subs right now. I suspect probably by the middle of next month, maybe, well, definitely before the end of next month, I'll probably have 250,000 subscribers. So, you know, which is a big plus because that means more people are wanting to see Alita content. And hopefully, you know, my channel's not the biggest channel for sure. You know, I mean, 250,000 subs, when you think about it, it's not all that much, you know, compared to other channels, but it's a significant amount, and hopefully maybe Disney will take notice. I hope they do. Not that they would ever watch my channel, but the fact that the only thing that I have on this channel is about Alita or Rosa. That's the only videos I put on there. And, you know, the fact that it's got that many subscribers, you know, that's pretty awesome, you know, I think. You know, we do certainly live streams like you're watching right now. And certainly we promote on my channel. I'm featuring other channels that do live streams such as Radio Chaos. And of course, I'm going to be you know, plugging them toward the end of the stream today. And Chaos Nova does live streams, and you know, we actually promote his channel. And there's several channels I'm promoting. All the folks that are wanting a sequel, you know, or as many as I could get on there. I think I'm limited to 12 features or you know, channels that I can feature on my channel. And you know, you just click on them and you can go to that channel and so forth. But you can see we do movie clips, we do music videos, art, and you know, certainly Rosa Salazar videos. We do those as well. I've been mostly doing with Rosa. I guess I did. I kind of loaded up, or I guess Lottie gave me Rosa's Instagram stream that she did back in 2020, and I loaded that up. I had to run it through a noise limiter because Vladdy he was doing it on his tablet and it was really noisy, you know. So anyway, I had to run that through a noise reduction app. And you know, that's on my channel as well, you know. Plus we've got you know, her training for Alita and stuff like that. But most of the videos I've done on Rosa have been stills. But I'm going to do another video on Rosa here. I like to do one about every 3 weeks or so about Rosa because she's our queen, and we want, you know, we want to get her out, you know, as far as we can, at least on my channel, you know, to make sure people say, hey, this is the actress, you know, for Alita Battle Angel, and here's what she does, you know. But I think one of the next videos I'm going to do is going to be some shorts of what she's done in other movies, but that's coming. That won't be for another month or so probably, you know, but I'll finally get around to doing that. But there's a good reason for, you know, us promoting you know, Alita and Rosa, because we want that sequel. And I do have Rosa's Queen Studios bust, and as soon as she lets me know, we will get that bust to her any way she wants. She does know I have it. And, you know, we have each other's contact information. So it's, you know, it's just a matter of time. When the timing's right is when we'll do it, you know, more than likely. So, you know, but I do have it in the house here. It's still in the box. Star of Elian made me promise not to open the box. And I have not. It's still sitting in my house. And, you know, eventually when Rosa lets me know, we'll set up something, or we'll just, if all she wants me to do is ship it to her, I'll do that as well. You know, that's not a big deal, you know, but, you know, if she wants like a little ceremony, we'll do that as well, you know. So that'll, you know, it'll work out in the long run, I think. But we have her Queen Studios bust, and she wants it. We want to get it to her. And just one other thing about this too. This isn't a gift from the Alita Army. This is what we consider an award. This is an expression of our appreciation, our admiration, and our affection for our queen. because she deserves it, and she's a great actress. I mean, I've seen her live on stage, and she's just awesome. I mean, she was when I watched her in Pasadena a couple of times. I went there to see her in the play, and she was just freaking magnificent in that play. I mean, and it's really awesome to see all those actors and see how they memorize all those lines. I mean, it's just pretty amazing, So, but Rosa definitely deserves this. It's not a gift from us; it's an award from us. So anyway. We do have the Alita sequel petition going, and we added 25 signatures this past week, so which is pretty cool, I think. Because I haven't really been promoting this, or nor has Radio Chaos, but people have seen it, and maybe it's just some folks that have seen some of our streams as well, But anyway, we have the link is below the image on the screen there. And it's also down in the description below. But, all you have to do to sign the petition is put your name and your email address there. And you can specify that to be anonymous as well. So people don't, your name does, or your email address doesn't get out into the internet. And you can specify that. If you want to donate to this, you can, but it's not a requirement. You can just sign the petition, and you will have done your part. As Alita Army member, promoting the sequel. And actually, we really want the sequels, don't we? We want Alita Fallen Angel and Alita Avenging Angel. We want both of them, So, signing this petition helps. It kind of helps us remind Disney that we are still here and we want the sequel. And it's a good thing for us to be doing this, to keep them on their toes. We want them to know that there is a demand for this sequel, So now this was actually done before James Cameron announced he was working on the treatment or the script or whatever it was he was working on. I can't remember what he said to Forbes, but anyway, he even sold, I guess he sold his house there where he lived in California so he could go over to Austin, Texas, I guess. At least that's what he told them. So that tells me that he's pretty serious about it. Now, he is very busy with Avatar, right now. So it's probably, we just have to be patient. I have a supreme confidence that we're going to get this sequel. It's just a matter of time, I think. And when James Cameron, finally gets the avatars, worked out, and I guess he's doing another Terminator movie too, as a matter of fact. But once all that stuff, gets wrapped up, then I think we'll see him get more serious about the Alita sequel, So, because a lot of people want to see this, and I think if they do a sequel, I think it'll do much better than the first movie. Not that the first movie was a flop. It certainly wasn't. The first movie made money. It made 125 million or something like that, which is not a ton of money for movies like this, but it is a successful movie. It's not a flop like you probably heard some critics say. Any movie that makes money is not a flop. Anyway, I'll get off my bandwagon here, or my soapbox or whatever. But, we want to keep reminding Disney by keeping this sequel petition active that we want the sequel. And that 149 number, I guess that's the number of people we've added in the last 3 months, I guess, or something like that. But like I say, we added 25 last week. So that's a good number for 1 week. We also have the Alita Gaming Network going on right now, and it's still pretty small, so it's very intimate. Folks kind of like it that way. I know Vladi and Smendrick, they get on here and they play games. They get in the voice channels, I guess, and they play in the gaming channel. But you can upload your own content here too, as well. And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to go through any kind of admin approval or anything like that. Matu and I kind of, we don't really have to work very hard at policing this because the Alita Army is pretty good, about not being, kind of inappropriate, on this channel. I mean, if we ever did see anything like that, we would definitely delete it, but folks are having fun with this. It's very small right now because we're not really promoting it very hard, because I think a lot of the folks on here just want like keeping it small, but eventually we do want it to grow some more, and if you have your own content, if it's art, if it's video you want to put up there, if you do streaming, you can load the link for the stream up there. And you can, basically just have fun on the channel doing that. And, and I think Matu says she's an animator. Maybe Matu, you could upload some of your work on here too, as well, if you wanted to. So, but.
Sadly, most of my animation work I kept under NDAs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, those non-disclosure agreements kind of limit a lot of that stuff. So anyway, but yeah, if you want to get on here, anybody, it doesn't have to be about Alita. We have an off-topic channel if you want to put something up there about some other anime or maybe another manga or something like that. We do watch parties on here as well. The last couple of weeks, we've been trying to do a watch party for the OVA. And we haven't been able to pull it off. I think Smendrick was sick one week, and I know that Mandatory Carry wants to watch the OVA, but he wasn't on there. So, we're going to get there. And this coming week, for a good bit of the week, I'm going to be out of town. So I guess we won't be doing it Monday either. But we are going to get around to watching the OVA in the watch party channel, so we're gonna do that. Probably be a week from Monday is when we'll probably watch it. So, but you have to have, only thing about this, and this is you got to have a Discord username. Now that doesn't mean you got to pay any money or anything like that. You can just basically sign up for Discord. It's free. You click on that link below our little chibi Alita mascot that you see there, and that link is also down in the description, and you'll get the invite. You click on it, and you've joined the channel, so and then you can start having fun with this just like the rest of us are having. So we're having a good time with this. Okay, anything else? I don't see Angelus yet. I bet that rascal's still asleep, probably. Or maybe he did get called into work unexpectedly. That happens to him sometimes. So anyway, what we're going to do today is now this chapter 14 is split up into 2 parts, and I originally only was going to do part 1, but it only had like 15 pages in it, so that's not very long, So we're going to go ahead and do part 2 of this, but this is where if you recall from the last manga reading, someone who's supposed to be, I guess, Yoko, which is Alita, but Yoko's mother shows up, and of course Alita goes off with her, and of course leaves Erica with this guy driving this van. I can't remember his name. He's a doctor, but so they go off, and now Erica's by herself. I mean, her and Alita were almost like sisters, and now Erica's with this doctor by herself, without her perceived little sister, and of course Alita's gone off with this person who has claimed to be her mother. Now we're going to get to that in another manga reading. And of course, it starts out like this, I guess. You see the doc there is driving the van. It's like an RV, I guess, and he says, in a place to which I went sometimes, there's a residential area I know where we can live, and of course, I guess Erica's distraught, she's really sad and that kind of thing. She says, why don't you take your time to think what to do from now on there? And she goes, huh, and she says, leave me alone, and of course he thinks, good grief, she's been like this since we left Curie, which is that town, I guess, Curry Stadt, which is Stadt is German for town. And he's thinking, did the farewell with Yoko took so much out of took so much of a toll on her, and it did, you know, because she's pretty sad about it. And of course, they're driving along, and then they, you know, happen upon this car that's or automobile that's in the middle of the road there, and of course they have to stop. And of course he says, "Oh, this is a problem we can't pass," you know. And then of course something jumps on top of the van, and he says, "What?" You know. And it's that weird, really weird individual that has 6 appendages. They're all hands, which is ridiculous. And his name is Kihihi, I guess is how you pronounce that. And that individual, I guess, has got some kind of sensitive, you know, nose or something. And he kind of says, "It smells of that brat. There's no mistake. It's this Van Doss." Now, Doss, you see, is walking up there, and he said, "Finally, you know, we've caught up." Huh. And he gets out, you know, he's gotten out of the car, and says, "Took so much damn time. Everyone get out of the van." So, and this character Doss is I can't remember exactly what he does, but he's more or less a bounty hunter, I think, is for the most part. And he's after Alita. You know, he wants to, I don't know if there's a bounty on her or there's some kind of reward for her. And yeah, it's Rocco. That's right, Bad Man. Gosh, I should have known that. So, and then, yeah, that's Dr. Finch. Thanks for reminding me of that too, Bad Man. You know, it's been a while since I've read it. So anyway, you know, they get out of the car, you know, Dr. Finch and Erica, they get out of the car, and the doctor says, "If it's money you want, I'll give it to you. Don't use violence," you know. And then of course, Doss says, "We aren't thieves. Where's the brat in this picture?" And of course, he's got a picture of Alita there, or Yoko. And Erica says, "You ruffians, right, misters? Why are you looking for Yoko?" And of course, Doss, he kind of kneels down to her and he says, "Missy, where's your friend hiding? If you don't tell me, quick, look, a scary monster will come here," you know. So anyway, he's trying to, you know, get her to scare Erica, which we're going to find out is not that big a deal. Now, I can't remember who this individual is. Bad Man, help me out here. Oh, and by the way, let me put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come on here. There's the link right there. If anybody wants to join and talk about the manga here, we can do that, you know. Bad Man, you're out there. What is the name of this character? I cannot remember his name. So anyway, he pulls up in this vehicle that looks like pretty much no more than just a wheel that he can operate, I guess. Ah, yeah, Guillotine. That's right. Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Bad Man. And of course, he kind of gets out and, you know, starts approaching the van, and Erica says, "Since Yoko is really good at hide and seek, you won't be able to find her." Doss says, "Oh my, it's none of my business what happens to your friend, you know." And of course, his Guillotine character is kind of there, you know, kind of, you know, taking part in all this stuff. And then, of course, there's a lot of noises going on and stuff like that in the van. And I guess they're searching the van. And Dr. Finch says, "Stop." And of course, Erica goes, "Eek," you know, and he says, "Hey, wait a sec." You know, I guess they're tearing the van apart. And, you know, Doss says, "Wait, Guillotine, my good sir, I said to wait. what a man who never listens to what people say you are. You know, in other words, this guy kind of just operates on his own frequency, I guess, or marches to his own drummer. And then, of course, I'm finally mincing up things in a good mood. Don't bother me. You know, that's what he says. And then, of course, well, no matter how small a brat she isn't a baby mouse. And after chopping it up so much, isn't it strange she isn't coming out? You know, so, of course, they don't know that that woman who claimed to be Alita's mother has taken her off, you know. And then Doss says, Rocco, search it. So anyway, Rocco's up there on top of the van. He says, her smell is strongly lingering around, but there's no reaction similar to hers, just several cockroaches. Oh, man, for crying. He started to say, for crying out loud. Can't be helped then, you know. So in other words, they haven't found her yet. And eventually Doss says, he's kind of like a cowboy, isn't he? You know, he says, anyway, I really don't want to do such a thing, you know. However, we came so far and we can't go back empty-handed. Being the case, couldn't you consider even our situation? And of course, he puts a gun to Erica's head. And finally, you know, and so if we tell you, if you tell me where that brat in the picture is, or if you don't tell me, I'll blow this kid's head off. And of course, Dr. Finch says, wait. And of course, Erica says, Doc, don't tell him, you know. So in other words, you know, they don't want these people to know that, I guess, Alita's assumed to be, I guess, mother has taken Alita off. So anyway, after a long time, Yoko's finally been able to be with her mama. That's why you can't absolutely tell it to this ruffian. And of course, the doc says, Erica, like, you know, wow, she's surprised, you know, that she's willing to, I guess in this case, you know, she's willing to die for Alita, I guess. And then, of course, Doss says, what a strong-willed Missy. It's useless waiting for the appearance of a hero, as it happened back when in the minefield, you know. Now, what he's referring to there is, I guess, when they were, this is some time back, you know, I guess Alita was nothing more than just a little kid, you know, even much younger than she is, you know, in this particular story. Those two were ordered to go, Erica and Alita were ordered to go across this minefield because these soldiers, you know, wanted to, you know, I guess use them as mine fodder, you know, to clear the field of mines. And then, of course, Gelda shows up, and there was like 5 of them, I think, and Gelda takes them all out, you know. So that's what he's referring to on that. And what he's saying is that there's no hero going to help you this time, you know. So anyway, what happens after that is that guess who shows up? It's not a hero who appears, but a villain, even if uncalled for one. In other words, now Doss, who's holding his gun to Erica's head, you know, I guess this is Baron Muster. Now we met him in the last manga reading, you know, when he kind of terrorized the council, you know, with, you know, do as I say type thing, you know. So anyway, he shows up on his vehicle, and, you know, I guess probably Doss says, who the heck are you? And of course, you know, Baron Muster says, Guten Tag, my dear pursuers. Could you hand over the girl? You know, so anyway, he's got an interest in Erica, I guess. And then, of course, that's the end of part 1. Now, part 2 is going to continue with this, of course. He introduces himself to Gilliton, Rocco, and Doss. He says, I'm Baron Muster. Since you don't know it, I'll tell you. Your employer, Porwit, has been long dead. So Doss says, what? You know, so in other words, he's surprised. I guess that's who's going to, he was assuming was going to pay them or something like that, you know. And finally, Baron Muster says, your contract's invalid. Even the reason to continue your pursuit has vanished. In this case, I could even pay you the expenses you had until now. And of course, you know, Doss says, much obliged for the kind offer, but we have to refuse. We can't quite trust you, mister. And of course, the Baron laughs, says, my apologies. It seems that I have underrated you. You'll be the spice to decorate the last chapter of my revenge tragedy. It's just perfect. You're tough, you know. And then, of course, Doss, he's kind of defiant. He says, I don't have the slightest idea what you're talking about, but judging from what you say, it was you who falsifies and sabotage the database, huh, mister? And he kind of laughs and says, I'll leave that to your imagination. So evidently Baron Muster is the guy that actually did that, you know. And he says, but I'll tell you this, in deference to your professional pride, Yoko and her parent are headed to Bomberg household estate of, I can't pronounce that name, Skidowska, I guess is what what he says.
I think it's Skodowska, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Skidowska or something like that. Yeah. And of course, the doc's mortified. He says, why? You know, why are you telling him this? You know, basically is what he's saying. And Doss says, but if you're talking about the Bomberg, aren't they the branch family of the Dornberg household of Cydonia? And of course, you know, he lets go of Erica, or Erica escapes. You know, I guess she just escapes. And Muster, I guess looks like Muster actually grabs her. He hooks her with this device, I guess, and just takes off on his vehicle, you know. And I guess Doss fires around at him, but of course he's not going to hit him. He's moving too fast. So anyway, Doss says, so that's rumored Muster, huh? That's an eerie bastard, you know. So anyway, he's right about that. I mean, the guy is pretty eerie. And I think later on in the mangas we're reading this, we're going to find out that he's really weird as a human, you know. I don't want to spoil too much, you know, but it's kind of creepy, you know, what he is. Let me see what Badman says here. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, that was only a week. Wow. Yeah, I guess this is, I guess the minefield was even before we first met Erica and Alita, wasn't it? When they were in that town that got decimated, I guess. So, yeah. So anyway, Rocco says, what do we do? If it's true that our employer is dead, then, and of course, Doss says, it seems Cydonia has got family troubles. I'm smelling money. So evidently he is a mercenary, I guess. I'm thinking about resuming our pursuit. What do you say? And Gilliton says, I agree with you. And so they all jump in the car and take off. And, you know, I guess Gilliton says, all right, let's head to Seduska. And then they leave the dock out there. His van's all, you know, picked apart. I mean, it's completely been trashed, you know. And of course, he's it looks like he's more concerned with Erica than he is his van, and I guess as he would be, I suppose. And of course, there goes Muster. You know, he's taken off in his vehicle with Erica. So at this point, you know, Alita or Yoko is with her, what seems to be her mother, which there's a twist on that. We'll get to that here in the next episode or two, or next chapter or two. And Eric is off with Muster, you know, Baron Muster. Anyway, she says, thank you for saving me, masked mister. but it's okay now. So please put me down. And he kind of looks at her and says, "You're Johann Walt's daughter, right? And your name is Erica, correct?" And she says, "That's right, mister. Do you know Papa?" And he kind of laughs and said, "Indeed, I knew him, or I know him. Sometimes we work together too. That man ran away with something you should have in your possession. It's a book, the Clausewitz on War, Volume 2. Come on, give it back." So I guess he thinks that Erica has the book. And I think the book might still be in the doc's van. I'm not sure. And of course she says, "I won't. You're a ruffian too, mister." And of course he kind of laughs and says, "Didn't I tell you that I'm a villain?" So he admits to being a bad guy. That's pretty funny. When I get the book, I won't have any need for you. Warning about a fuel remaining extremely low. In other words, this is coming out of his system on his vehicle. Performing emergency landing. So anyway, he says, "What'd you say?" In other words, please brace for impact. So anyway, that's what it says to him. And of course, Eric is not going to give it to him. Or maybe she does have it. Yeah, she does have it. So anyway, they kind of make a crash landing, and it looks like the airframe, or maybe Doss did hit the vehicle. He must be a pretty good shot, So anyway, airframe was damaged by those gunshots. And of course, she's running with the book, and Muster is kind of there, and he says, he laughs, "How far could you run with those child's legs?" So he doesn't know Erica very well, does he? He said, "This is a wasteland without a single human habitation 10 leagues around." So they're in the desert, I guess, kind of on Mars. And she's clutching onto that book. She doesn't want to give it to him. And he's just following her, And she finally, I guess, runs out of steam and then, just kind of, falls. And then he says, he kind of laughs, says, "Is she tired already?" And quicksand, she kind of falls into that. And that now he's got to do something, if he wants that book, he's going to have to rescue her, So anyway, he says, laughs again, "What's wrong?" Trying to say, "Please help me," as if you want the book, and you're going to help me now. And he says, kind of growls, he says, "It's my loss. What a little girl you are, grab this cane." So anyway, she grabs it and he pulls her out. This guy is a creepy looking guy, isn't he? So anyway, or at least he tries to pull her out, and he says, "At such a time, I'm having a fit," so it looks like he falls into the quicksand too as well, and she calls him a stupid idiot. "If you fall too, who's going to help now?" And of course it said now this is where we first get the idea that there's something wrong with this guy. He's got I don't want to give it away, but he's got an affliction that's pretty creepy. But anyway, he says, or he thinks, "It seems my illness has progressed more than I've thought. Erica, you must resign that you were unlucky." And she screams, "Yoko," real loud. And then meanwhile, they, kind of switch over to Yoko with what appears to be her mother. She's, I guess, eating breakfast or something like this. And of course, the woman says, "Look, you have food stuck around your mouth." And Alita says, "Mama, hold me," and she says, "Yes, yes, you're a spoiled child." Yoko, actually, I don't know if she's spoiled or not, is she? She seems to be like a normal child to me. So anyway, kind of cute too, And Yoko or Alita says there at top, of course, she doesn't have any idea that Eric is in the quicksand. But anyway, she says, you smell nice, Mama. You know, in the meantime, Erica's down there in the quicksand. You know, it looks like just her hand is sticking up. And that's pretty much it for this particular chapter, parts 1 and part 2. So anyway, just kind of going back, I guess. That's part 2. I guess we can go back further. Just a recap. So we see them driving along. Erica's kind of, bummed out that Alita's not with her anymore. And they run into Doss, Gilliton, and Rocco, and they want to, I guess they are on a contract to capture Alita, and take her back to the person that's going to pay them, I guess. So they order everybody out of the van. Gilliton shows up. And of course, Erica, is kind of freaking out a little bit. Then they tear up the Doc's van and, kind of looking for Yoko or Alita, that is. And then, of course, they don't find her. And then, of course, Doss grabs Erica, points his gun at her head, said, look, I'm not leaving here empty-handed, basically, and he said, you tell me where she is, and of course, the Doc, he freaks out, and Erica says, no, don't tell him, So anyway, he kind of, is kind of, I guess he wants to shoot her, but I guess he figures out if I shoot her, I'm not going to ever find out. And then meantime, Baron Muster shows up. So, we got a villain and some bounty hunters there that they had to be contended with, So anyway, after that, I guess, we can see there that Muster kind of starts a conversation with these guys. And,
as much as I'm not so fond of the style in Mars Chronicle, the drawings stays absolutely amazing. The technology, the mag, the perspective, the dynamism. Objectively, it's really amazing.
Yeah, Kishiro is a really good artist, isn't he? I mean, it's amazing that this guy not only, come up with this dialogue and put it in there, but he did all this himself, I mean, that's pretty amazing right there, And of course,
I think he has an assistant. I think it's his brother or something.
Oh,
But
okay.
unlike many mangaka who have like several assistants, I think Kishiro only has one.
Okay. Yeah, he's amazing though. Yeah, he's really. It's really enjoyable reading the manga too. I mean, he got such an imagination. So anyway, I guess Muster tells these guys that, hey, your boss is dead. You're not getting any money for this. I mean, I'll tell you where Alita is going, or Yoko, where she's headed, but you're not going to get any money. Basically is what he says, and of course, Erica kind of escapes from Doss's grasp, and looks like Muster, kind of, captures her with some kind of hook looking deal there, and Doss shoots at him, bastard, that's that rumored Muster guy, the one that, did the thing to the council. And he said, that's one eerie bastard, So anyway, they talk among themselves, say, well, what are we going to do? That's what Rocco says. And then finally, but Doss says, well, it looks like maybe there's something we can do there, in Cydonia. I mean, it seems like he says, I'm smelling money. He says, I think we ought to resume our pursuit, and Gilliton says yes, and they all jump in their car and take off. And of course, they leave the Doc out there, by himself. I think that's the last we see of him too, I think. And then, of course, then we cut to Muster and Erica, kind of, riding along in his vehicle. And Muster wants that book, and Erica won't give it to him. And so he tries to take it from her. She won't give it to him. And then, of course, they run low on fuel. They crash land. Erica's running from him. And Muster is pursuing her. He doesn't look like he's having to run very fast. And then, of course, after that, The two of them get stuck in quicksand. You know, I guess Mustard's trying to rescue her because he wants the book. And, you know, I guess maybe he's not as strong or he should be or whatever. But anyway, he falls into the quicksand himself. And of course, they both start sinking into the quicksand. And he says, looks like my illness has progressed further than I thought. All the while, you know, Alita or Yoko is there with the woman that she thinks is her mother. And she says, Mama, hold me. And, you know, she's acting like a mother anyway. And of course, she's hugging her perceived mother while Erica is sinking in the quicksand. And then that's the end of the story. So any thoughts there, Matu?
Not really. I've read that chapter a long time ago.
Yeah.
And the only thought I have is that I feel it's kind of sad that Mars Chronicle chapters are so small compared to former manga chapters.
Yeah.
They are like a few pages, and it's a shame.
Yeah. Well, this was, I guess that both parts were close to 30 pages, I think. You know, something like that. But yeah, you're right, I guess. It seems to me that there are a few chapters in the original manga that are short, because I know we've covered that on Radio Chaos, but you're right, most of them are longer, you know. So Erica has lost Alita, and of course then now she's stuck out in the desert and she's in quicksand. And the Doc is out in the middle of nowhere with his van torn to bits. And Doss, Rocco, and Gilliton have taken off. And, you know, they're going to pursue Alita, I guess. And Alita's with who she thinks is her mama, you know. So that's an interesting fact there. Yeah, that's right. How big a league is, about 3 miles. Yeah. Ah, LaBelle. Okay, yeah, I'd forgotten about that. His flying vehicle, the 3D model was rendered. The rest of the panel is drawn around it. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. It is a very commonly used techniques nowadays. 3D makes everything easier, and if it works, it works. And most of the time, the mangaka either pay someone to do the model, either do it themselves. But in any case, they have to draw the blueprint for the 3D models, because you can't 3D model out of nothing. If you want to do it properly, you gotta have a model, a blueprint.
Okay.
And then they're going to be able to use this model and turn it in any angle they want, in any angle they need. And sometimes it is just put as is. Sometimes there is effect on them. Sometimes they just use it as a base to draw over it. But in any case, it is a very commonly used technique nowadays, and I find that amazing.
Cool. Okay, yeah. Well, it was good to have an animator on the stream here today. Could kind of tell us this, because that I wouldn't have known anything about that, obviously.
It's not the kind of things. If you're not into 3D, you're not going to naturally know this.
Yeah. I'm going to have to start doing some 3D on my channel and some of the videos if I can figure it out somehow, you know. Okay, well, I can't think of anything else here. You know, I think we're going to, in future episodes or chapters here, we're going to find out, you know, Muster, he kind of changes he changes Erica quite a bit. You know, I mean, he adopts her sort of, and Erica becomes you know pretty bad, you know, under him. You know, I guess a bad influence of him or something, being, you know, growing up with a villain, I guess, is what she's going to be doing, you know. And of course, Alita is going to have a little bit of a twist in her future as well. You know, she thinks she's with her mama, but, you know, it's not appearances can be deceiving, as they would say, you know. Oh yeah, that's right, Bad Man. That wasn't just the book she was holding, was it? That was it was in the satchel she had. So yeah. All right. Well, that's about all I can think of there, Matu. Unless you got something else you can bring to bear.
No, I don't have really anything else. I think you said everything that needed to be said.
All right. Okay. So anyway, I guess moving on. I guess coming up on the channel the next week on I guess day after. I guess that weekend. I guess unless you're in the future. You know, actually on Saturday, that'd be tomorrow, premiering at the same time Radio Chaos, you know, goes online. I've got some Hot Toys Alita video, you know, from Vladi and Alex Lita, and I guess Jingo Bell is the photography studio that did some of the Hot Toys photographs, and just kind of put some of what I thought were the best ones from those three, the best images. And then I guess on Monday, as this one will be on Monday, I got a music video coming out. Alita Will Rock You Like a Hurricane. In other words, that's that tune by the Scorpions, you know, that, you know, she, you know, it's just a couple of fight sequences she's in to that music. And then on, I guess, the middle of the week, I have a Rosa Salazar video coming out. Rosa Salazar is phenomenal and very pretty, and she is. And but they're mainly images. You know, there's, you know, it's not anything, none of her movies. I'm going to do some of that. I'm going to do some extracts from or segments from some of her movies in the future, you know, because we want, you know, we want to show what our queen's capable of for sure, you know. And then next weekend, we got the Alita live stream. I do not have a topic yet. So, and as you guys that watch the stream all know, you know, most of the time I don't have a topic until Wednesday or Thursday. So, except this week, I knew we were going to do a manga reading because Radio Chaos we're doing one tomorrow as well. So, let's see what the Bad Man says here. Fan translated Mars Chronicles chapters 52, part 1, part 2, 53, part 1 are available on the internet now. Okay. All right, because the Japanese editions have been out for weeks. Is that new one, Bad Man? Is that new, I guess, volume 10 or whatever it is that's coming out that the Creek wants to buy real bad? I got volume 9, but I don't have volume 10. So but that's what's coming up. So, you know, you can kind of go check it out if you want, you know, to see what's coming up. I'm really stoked about all three of them because I really like Vladi and Alex Lita's images of Hot Toys Alita. I know Vladi's been doing a lot of AI stuff on this, but he started back doing just Hot Toys Alita stuff, you know, which he does pretty good on that. And I'm really stoked about one of my favorite tunes. Well, I wouldn't say my favorite tune, but, you know, a tune that I kind of like, I guess. Rock You Like a Hurricane by the Scorpions. You know, that's, you know, that's a rock and roll thing, I guess. And then I'm always stoked about any images of our queen, Rosa. She is phenomenal. There's no doubt about it. She is just a magnificent actress. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So I'm stoked about that. And then, of course, after I get back from Las Vegas, we will do another Alita live stream. And, you know, I'll come up with a topic, or Angelus and I will come up with one. That rascal didn't make it this week. He might still be in bed, or he might have got called into work. That could have happened as well. So let's see what we got here, Bad Man. Fan translated volume 10 have been out for months now. These three translations are now beginning. Volume 11. Okay. Yeah. Well, that means that's something else I'll get. You know, some more Alita manga, I guess. So, all right. Any other topics or anything you want to talk about, Matu?
No, I think again you said everything that had to be said.
Yeah, manga reading is a manga reading is a manga reading, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's always super nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I like doing them. Now, what I'm going to start doing too, and I picked Radio Chaos, the Alita Army channel as first, but I'm going to start doing the YouTube channel of the week on this stream because I want to promote other, YouTube channels that are, from Alita Army members. Tomorrow we're going to do a manga reading. Of course, we're coming up on that. But check this one out. I mean, it's mainly live streams. There are some videos on there, but they're mainly all live streams that we do on the weekend. So, check that out. It's you see the link up there just below the title on the slide, I guess. And if you go to my channel, I'm featuring several channels. You can just click on it and it'll take you to the Alita Army channel, or you can just type in what you see up there on the just above the image there, and then that'll take you to the Alita Army channel. So check it out. I know we certainly have fun on the Radio Chaos streams. Angelus, Maxie, and I, and Blotty has become a regular member, and Matu, I'm going to send you a link tomorrow for this.
Oh yes, thank you.
Yes, I will. So. Did we miss anything, Matu? I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, manga readings are usually shorter streams anyway, because, the topic is not, we don't diverge from the topic as much, I guess. And as you can see from that center image there, that Alita does love her Uncle Creek. And that's because I want a sequel like she does. And if you have a problem with Alita loving her Uncle Creek, then you take it up with her, because she's got a plasma weapon that you might not want to be confronted with. So anyway, we're having fun with this, folks. Here's our Queen Rosa. And I'm telling you, man, Rosa, I know I don't want to sing her praises too much, just in case she does see this. I don't want her to get too embarrassed by it, but she is magnificent as an actress. I mean, she's just super duper, and she brought Alita to life. And I'll tell you, Rosa is Alita and Alita is Rosa. I mean, that's just it. I mean, that's, I know there were several other actresses that wanted the job, and maybe some of them would have been pretty good, but I think Rosa was the top notch. I mean, they got the right person for this, and just an awesome actress, just really super duper. Also, I want to give shout outs to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher, because, they brought Screwhead to life. And, what I would like to see in the sequel, I say this every week, but I mean it. I want to see Alita and Screwhead make up, because you remember Screwhead was trying to collect the bounty is what she was trying to do. But I think in that interview we did with Elle, she said that, it would be cool if Alita and Screwhead made up, and, Screwhead was pissed because she was kind of conned, or whatever you want to call it, to try to take Alita down. So she goes to Alita and says, "Hey girl, I'm with you. Let's burn it all down." So anyway, I think it's the way, something to that effect she said, but it would be really cool to see Screwhead come back with Alita and them take on Joshigan. That would be the coolest thing, to see Alita with her plasma weapon and seeing Screwhead with her grappling chain, going after Joshigan. That'd be kind of a neat thing to see on the screen, But all three of these folks are really good at what they do, and they deserve it. Come on, Disney, for Christ's sake, give us a sequel, for crying out loud. And we want all three of these in there. These ladies are in there. We want all of them in there. So tomorrow we're going to do another manga reading, and this is going to be, of course, episode 251. Man, imagine that, 251 episodes of Radio Chaos. It's unbelievable. Anyway, Gunham Fallen Angel, The Last Broadcast, Fight One, Promise, you know, manga reading from the original manga. It's we have fun doing this. Maxie really loves doing these readings, and I think he's going to be the host tomorrow, although Angelus, if you're out there in the chat, which I don't think you are, but I haven't seen the show notes yet. So, so anyway, but we know it's probably going to be Maxie. It's going to be the host because he really enjoys the manga readings, you know, and of course we enjoy listening to them. So anyway, that's and Vladi, if I know Vladi's not out there because he's with family, I guess, but this is a way you can read the manga, Vladi, is to get onto this particular live stream. So, and if you guys want to, anybody that wants to, you know, come on, what we have after, like an after party here, it's called the Stammtisch. You know, we basically, you know, just we don't stream anything. Nobody in the internet's going to see you. You know, it's just going to be us. And it's the same link that we have for the actual stream here, but the stream will be over, so nobody's going to know that, you know, that you're on. If you want to come on and just talk about what we just went over on the manga, or if you just want to come on and shoot the shit with us, you know, you can do that as well. You know, we'll hang in here for a few minutes anyway, in case somebody does come on. We kind of light today, I guess, but you know, if you want, click on that link that's in the chat, and we'll bring you in, and you know, we'll just have a quick little talk about, you know, various things, just us folks, Alita Army folks talking. So, you know, it's all it is. And just as a reminder, I know I saw a video today on YouTube by a guy that I really like. I watch his videos. His name is Steve Sheaves, I think's his name. He was talking about the Star Trek fandom, you know, and how there was some caustic thing going on about that, about, you know, somebody wanting to do something evil to one of the Star Trek creators or somebody that had done something in a movie and all that. But I want to say the Alita Army is not like that. We are the most positive fandom on the internet. We like that. We want to keep it that way. And as the late John Landau said, who we missed dearly, we've really missed John. He said, we're Alita advocates, and he really he appreciated that. I know also in that video we did, that we claim that we you know, we support Alita and Rosa Salazar passionately and positively, and I know that's the theme on my channel. You know, if you click on my channel, you'll see right up at the front there, I support Alita Battle Angel and Rosa Salazar passionately and positively. And we do some good things, like we got that campaign going on, that fundraiser for the LA victims. We recently gave a hero arm to a very deserving teenager, and that was a kind of a neat thing to participate in. I know Vladi has done one in the past himself. And just as a reminder to Disney, you know, we are the Alita Army, and we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere, you know, and we are going to stay after you until we get the sequel, you know. And that's, you know, you're just going to have to live with it, because that's what we're going to continue to do. So why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it. And I am the producer, the stream manager, the janitor, the cook. I'm all these good things on this particular stream. And to paraphrase Gerwishka, I'm only here for our girl and the Alita Army. And of course, all of us in the Alita Army are only here for our girl. And we certainly are here for each other as well. So that only leaves one thing left to do. And I guess, Matu, it's just going to be you and I doing this. So I guess on my count of three, you know, we can do it. 1, 2, 3. Film those sequels, baby. All right. So we'll see you next week on the Alita live stream, and we will see you tomorrow on Radio Chaos.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Have a good night.
Yep.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita Livestream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby! See you next time!